Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the final, hopefully, part of my main Devil May Cry 3 playthrough, and the last part, which unfortunately ended up being just one level because I had to go help with an errand that came literally out of nowhere. We fought Arkham along with Virgil, and they relieved him of the power of Sparda, which of course was not compatible with him. And now the brothers are both going have after their amulets and of course the Force Edge. And yeah, and also just there's there and of course when beating Arkham both here and in the PS3 version, which I did long ago, you get a trophy or achievement if you play on Xbox called Asylum, which I guess is Capcom's little in joke at pointing fun at Batman and DC Comics because Arkham Asylum. I wonder if that was a joke they all had, or if that was something that they became aware of after the fact, and they decided, yeah, let's poke fun at it. Let's make the Batman fans have a laugh. But yeah, so fight with Arkham, which not one of my personal favorites, honestly. I mean, it's not that I don't like the overall look of him and beating the crap out of him. It's just he does have a few things that do annoy me, namely how sometimes he summons these green tentacle torpedoes that run around homing on Dante, and every time they hit him, they just knocks him out of the air, and it's super annoying. But anyway, final level. Let's see the fallout of what occurs for Lady, and have the final duel with Virgil, the culmination of the series timeline henceforth. Yeah, she followed Virgil up to the roof after he passed by her in the library. Yeah, all the statues of the angels, they're all bells. And right on time. Yeah, he's not doing so good.
Why? How could I? I shall become a god. No one here can stop me.
How is he bleeding profusely like this when all he did was just fall? And again, Dante and Virgil did hack him to death. Hack him to
what a surprise.
oblivion.
Here I was looking for you, and lo and behold, you come to me.
Mary.
Don't ever call me that again. My mother was the only one who could say my name.
Wait. Please. Do you really want to shoot me? Can you shoot me? Your own father.
I love how he's trying to weasel out of it.
What have I done wrong? Even heroic Sparda sacrificed a woman so that he could become a legend. I wish to be a god! And I sacrificed one miserable human being for that reason. That is all. Was that really so awful? I have some unfinished business to take care of. Help me, Mary.
Yeah, say hi to Karl Marx when you're done.
Mary died a long time ago. My name is Lady. Goodbye, Father.
No!
Wasn't gonna cry.
Well, you have. That's twice now. Yeah, killed him. Screaming souls, cast off your pride and embrace your fate. Swordmaster, good. I'm gonna go back to Beowulf, as I find it a slightly faster weapon than Agni and Rudra, especially for what happens after the fight. Remember the credit fight in Devil May Cry 4? Well, DMC3 started that little trend. I'll add another devil trigger. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get all of the double trigger orbs, unfortunately. So much for that trophy. Is what it is.
Give that to me.
No way. You got your own.
Well, I want yours too.
What are you gonna do with all that power, huh? No matter how hard you try, you're never gonna be like Father.
We're wasting time!
We are the sons of Sparda. Within each of us flows his blood. But more importantly, his soul! And now, my soul is saying it wants to stop you!
Unfortunately, our souls are at odds, brother. I need more power.
And we're supposed to be twins.
Twins. Right.
And there we go. I freaking love the pathos. Best boss fight in the series. Whoa. Uh-oh. He's roiding up. Ow. Ah, can't get out of the way.
You're going down.
Got him.
Am I being defeated?
What's wrong? Is that all you got? Come on, get up. You can do better than that.
The portal to the human world is closing, Dante. Because the amulets have been separated.
Let's finish this first. I have to stop you. Even if that means killing you.
Has to do it. The younger has bested the elder.
No one can have this, Dante. It's mine. It belongs to a son of Sparda. Leave me and go, if you don't want to be trapped in the demon world. I'm staying. This place was our father's home.
And he's received his birthright.
You're still here.
I need that back.
No late charges, I hope.
I'll think about it.
No, but she will getting you into racks of death through bad gambling practices.
We should be fine for now. But I'm sure they'll be back soon. Very soon.
Virgil.
Are you crying?
It's only the rain.
The rain already stopped.
Devils never cry.
I see. Maybe somewhere out there, even a devil may cry when he loses a loved one. Don't you think?
Tidal drop.
Maybe.
By the way...
Stragglers.
Looks like we're gonna be busy for a while.
Well, bring it on. I love this. This is what I live for! I'm absolutely crazy about it!
And so it begins.
Breakdown!
$100. Rock on, killed over 100 demons. To hell with that trophy.
What happened next? Nothing, really. We took care of all the remaining devils, and that was it. I still have a job to do that's far from done, which is to eliminate every last demon. I need to ensure that monsters like my father never come about again. And he promised to help me hunt down the demons, even though he's part one himself. But now I realize that there are humans as evil as any devil, as well as kind and compassionate demons in this universe. At least I've found one so-called devil who is able to shed tears for those he cares about. That's enough for me to believe in him.
Now I can start my business.
Oh, speaking of a kind devil, he finally decided on a name for his shop. It took him quite a while to pick one. Wanna know the name?
Devil May Cry. Uh-oh. Virgil. And Mundus.
It'll be fun to fight with the Prince of Darkness. If my father did it, I should be able to do it too.
Well, we all know how that turns out. Shitty B. Yeah. Unfortunately, a huge number of these. Then again, haven't played the game in a long time, so I'm a little off my my base. Not to mention, you know, it wasn't until I honestly got even more powered up with all the with most of the upgrades and getting refamiliar with everything that I honestly did start scoring better in subsequent playthroughs of the game over the years. So yeah, not happy with my overall score personally, but hey, it is what it is, I guess. I did get most of the side missions. There were only 2 that I hated. And there's 1, apparently, that I missed. I can't remember. Or 2 that I missed, actually. Hell of a start, trophy. Congratulations. I do hate being considered normal. Yeah, I don't do easy anymore. I love how it's pretty much all of the bosses right there. Even the chess piece. Easy mode now selectable. Hard mode, gallery mode, Bloody Palace, which for whatever reason will be DLC instead of already in the game for Devil May Cry 5. Virgil's now selectable. New costume added. Movies added to the gallery. Illustrations added to the gallery. Save current game. Yes. Even don't know if I'll ever play the game more on the PS4 when I already have it on PS2 and PS3, but anyway, so yeah, we got hard and scrub mode. Bloody Pals, which is the kill everything for a certain amount of rounds. Demo digest. Oh yeah, it's the cutscenes. Gallery, concept art, Devil Trigger. So yeah, Virgil attempts to go kill Mundus, and it backfires on him completely, and he gets turned into Nalo Angelo, which sucks for him. I love the concept art. Oh, look at that. Enigmas. Cerberus. Huh. Hell's Army right there. I love how how a lot of the Reapers are named after the seven sins. Pride, gluttony, lust, so on and so forth. And Temenigru is a pretty cool location for a game. I personally think that Malay Island in the first game is the scarier location and has the much more elaborate puzzles compared to 3. But 3 is no slouch in that regard, in either regard. Clear bonus art. You have to beat the game on pretty much certain modes in order to get all of them. E3 trailers, gameplay videos, so there's a lot of bonus content for the game. And look at that. Extra costumes, shirtless Dante. And classic Dante, yeah, he started, yeah, at the last cutscene, he dons his classic Devil May Cry 1 costume and starts using Force Edge as his main weapon. I think I beat the game on hard. I don't know if I ever did beat it on very hard. God forbid, I don't know if I would even last long in Dante Must Die mode. Or hell, or heaven or hell versus hell. I don't know. I need a hell of a lot of green orbs for that one. But yeah, I think by beating this one, I unlocked a version of Dante where I could have his devil trigger on indefinitely, but I would still take damage. And it would not I don't think it would regen that damage very much. Otherwise, it would be broken. I don't know. Hell, if you're going for a full devil trigger indefinitely, that's pretty much broken already as it is. So yeah, I love. So yeah, all that said, yeah, Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening Special Edition specifically. Yeah, I still love this game. It holds. It's held out considerably well over the years. Yeah, the graphics have aged a bit, but you know what? For what they were able to do back then, and for how the game looks still, it still plays and holds up well considerably. The characters and monsters look detailed enough. The weapons are fun to use and are varied. This is gonna be frankly a generic ranking, but Devil May Cry 3 so far is the best game in the series, at least in gameplay, because let's be honest, Devil May Cry 2 got shat on justifiably for a lot of reasons. But if it weren't for that game, which laid the groundwork in some areas, we wouldn't have had 3 and have it be as good as it is. The style, like the gunplay, yeah, with how it goes into with Gunslinger, that has its roots in Devil May Cry 2, and of course I will demonstrate that in due time. And it really, really rounds out the character of Dante considerably, as well as adding character to his brother Virgil after they hinted at it in Devil May Cry 1. Like they pretty much hint, and I mean, yeah, they explain that Mundus sent demons to kill Eva, and of course the brothers Sparda got separated. You know, one became corrupted by Mundus, and the other, of course, Dante, became, the devil hunter that he is. But while many will call prequels as meaningless, I would say Devil May Cry 3 is one of the few good ones in that it honestly does deliver on its story without really screwing anything over. And I really love the game's story and characterization. They really, really went above and beyond. I mean, the pathos of Dante and how he rose from being, you know, just a wily, I don't give a fuck, to taking up the mantle of his lineage and responsibilities associated with it seriously. It really gives the character much more weight to him. Funny enough, when you think about it, Ninja Theory's DMC essentially retold the Devil May Cry 3, except made it bad, except did it far, far worse and frankly just badly. I mean, think about it. For whatever reason, they made the idiotic decision to make Dante half angel, not half human or demon, half demon and angel, which essentially ruins the connection for Dante to do anything in that game. Think about it. In the main timeline, he's half human. His mother's part human, married to a demon that forsaked the underworld to protect humanity. And, Dante starts off in that rather, jackass, as a bit of a jackass, a funny one and a likable one, but still. And, it's fun confronting, his brother Virgil and, realizing how much Sparda impacted both our world and the other world, and the power that he sealed away, and how much responsibility it bears. He rises to the challenge, and he's like, I gotta keep this power on me. I can't let anyone who means bad to have their way with it. And you really get the dynamic between both him and Virgil. Virgil embraced power and as a means of his way of getting over the death of their mother, and the fact that he idolizes Sparda to rather a degree that I don't think even his old man would approve of, since he goes so out of his way to attain the power just for its own sake. Whereas Dante realizes, wait, what? You're getting all that power, and for what? What's your end goal? You're just doing it only to satisfy yourself. And of course, does the opposite. He embraces his humanity instead of forsaking it like Virgil did. And that ends up being, what ultimately wins, and even in Devil May Cry 1. He embraces both halves of himself in order to beat Mundus and even Virgil when he's transformed into Nilo Angelo, and so on and so forth, and it becomes a key factor of his character and how responsible he mostly became as a result. Because let's be honest, I say mostly because Dante still has his vices. In the Devil May Cry anime, he ends up taking up a bad gambling habit, and he keeps losing to Lady, and as such, he always ends up being in debt to her, and he can't pay his bills. Not helped that he's also very picky with his jobs, on top of spending it on strawberry sundaes and pizza. And you got the whole thing with Arkham. Yeah, Arkham would be not the first nor last human main or deuter antagonist. Personally, from what I've seen, I'm glad Devil May Cry 5 is going back to what appears to be a demonic enemy. Because honestly, with this game, Devil May Cry 2 and Devil May Cry 4, I'm quite frankly tired of human enemies. If anything, it's kind of taken some of the spotlight away from the underworld. And as I was saying, yeah, because Dante's not part human in the DMC reboot, the very, very, very short-lived reboot, he essentially has no reason to really do anything in the reboot. Okay, so you made him have Angel. Big deal. What does that add to him? Virtually nothing. If anything, it takes away from his character. Because, think about it. Dante in the main timeline, part human. He has, and demons murdered his mother. Sparda gave up everything in the demon world to protect humanity. And the demons want to, of course, kill and take over humanity. Makes sense that he would actually... And after all the development he has in Devil May Cry 3, it makes sense that he would want to take up the mantle fully of being the full-on heir to Sparda and his powers and continuing his work, even if he doesn't get paid a lot of the times. Whereas in DMC, because that human connection's not there, he essentially has no reason to be doing any of it. He only just gets roped up into it because that girl Cat, and not Virgil, because let's be honest, nothing about any of those characters in DMC are remotely Dante or Virgil. And he just goes into like, okay, fine, I'll do it because reasons. Like, no, doing the right thing is not a fully concrete reason for a character. You got to have more weight and reason to them to do half the things they do. I mean, yeah, did Skywalker want to go fight the Empire? Yes. But he didn't go and do it until his aunt and uncle were murdered. That sealed the deal for it. He didn't just hop in the X-Wing and blew up the Death Star immediately because funsies. Whereas, because that would be stupid. There'd be no character there. That's essentially the problem with DMC Dante, and in comparison to the main timeline, he does not have a viable establishment for doing any of it, especially when the revamped version of his origin is so freaking lame. Hell, Sparda in the reboot, instead of being the badass legendary hero that sealed off the underworld, just fucks off to shank and to do it with some angel broad who for some reason is named Eva and is a redhead instead of blonde. And eventually, and he just leaves Mundus to go about his business until eventually Mundus finds him, ties him up, gags him, and seals him away in the underworld to be tortured for all eternity, while Eva gets, of course, killed, and the brothers get separated. Yeah, that's pretty lame. And as for the human part, well, because Dante's mother's not human, and because he has no viable attachments to anyone other than just some random girl that shows up on his trailer one day, he essentially has no reason to be involved in any of it. He's just hamstrung into it. So, yeah, I gave my little anti-DMC rant because, let's be honest, that game did try to retell Devil May Cry 3 and did it badly. Hell, even Devil May Cry 1, 2 with the addition of not Mundus. If anything, it's just Lex Luthor with a demonic fetish. That's all he ever was. And yeah, as for this game specifically, the gameplay still holds up magnificently. You still have to go to the menu to go to like the statues to switch styles, but you know, this was the first step to how they perfected it in Devil May Cry 4, at least for the Dante side of it. Although personally, I do feel that there's Devil May Cry 4 Dante had a lot of missing moves too. Like he couldn't jump onto the fallen corpses of demons and skateboard around them while shooting in random directions. That was missing there, as well as the curb stomp where he shoots at them and then kicks them away. It was so yeah. On one hand, I personally think Devil May Cry 3's gameplay is a bit more in depth, whereas Devil May Cry 4 streamlined it well, but I think they could have implemented more moves there. So here's hoping Devil May, but when you think about it, pretty much every game has a different flavor of Dante, for better, for good, or for ill. and I can only assume Devil May Cry 5 is going to treat Dante similarly. Here's hoping they do keep the style system for him, and they don't overly streamline him to a degree that I will find Terra bad, because that would be silly. I've only seen a few trailers to the games, so, and I haven't played the demo. I kind of want to be surprised rather than spoil myself, so I'm just waiting for the game to come out within the next few days. So hopefully they'll answer my prayers while at the same time do some things for the other characters. And honestly, I hope they also do more with Nero as well, because I found Nero to get boring after a while because he just uses the same weapons and abilities over and over again. And honestly, I don't know how I feel about the Devil Breaker system in that game, seeing that they all can be broken and used up, and you have to go and find other ones, when I would have preferred having a healthy variety of everything kept on him. And hopefully it's not just his sword and pistol. I hope that he has more, because Dante still gets some new weapons on him. V, I'm not so sure about. We'll see how he operates, but he's clearly going to be very different from the other two. Oh, and the music to Devil May Cry 3, bar none, one of the best video game soundtracks in the business. I love the heavy metalness of it all. The acting is, of course, hammy from time to time, but hey, that's part of the fun. The Devil May Cry games are fun squared. But it is nice to see the series have a level of maturity when it comes to its storytelling that I think, frankly, gets very overlooked by everyone, by a lot of people. And it balances it out well. It's corny when it has to be, silly when it has to be, but also serious when it has to be. It knows what it is, and does not try to be anything but, yeah, Shakespearean. Pfft, yeah, that was quite the way to describe DMC now, wasn't it? Yeah, and notice, other than maybe damn or hell, there wasn't really a major F-bomb or anything, or even there really isn't a lot of strong language in the Devil May Cry games, other than some rather usual B words or shits and hells or damns. Nothing stronger than the F or the P word. I mean, nothing stronger up to that level anyway. So, all that said, I think we're good. Yeah. We do have the devil, we do have the Virgil mode. See? But I'm gonna do that later. Another time when I have more. When I have a window open. So for now, this will do for the main playthrough of Devil May Cry 3. Dante's Awakening Special Edition. I will return it again. I will return in due time to do the Virgil half, but for now, given the schedule of what's coming, I'm going to move straight on to Devil May Cry 2 and try to get both of that halves of that game done in a timely manner, because that game actually has a legitimate second character. You could say DMC2 was pretty much the predecessor of what would come in the future, both here in 3 with how some of the gunplay went, and also in terms of multiple characters, which is what Devil May Cry 4 did. 2 is really, when you think about it, is the progenitor of what would come in the future, as flawed as it was. So, gameplay, ace, music and graphics, enemy design, characters, and writing, all aces. Still a great action game even today. And if you haven't played it, I don't know what is wrong with you, but you have to do it at some point. And with the games having been re-released on HD yet again for PS4 and Xbone, you really have no excuse to sleep out on Devil May Cry anymore. unless unless Capcom re-releases it yet again in some way, shape, or format. But anyway, that'll do it for this little adventure through the game. I'll come back to it at some other point, and when we come back, we will start Devil May Cry 2 and run through both halves of that in preparation for 5 on Friday. So, thank you all for watching. Have a good night. I'm gonna go rest my voice and relax until tomorrow. So, peace out and have a good one. Like, share, subscribe, and all that.